Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 562 of the Garden City Community Chat Show. It's Thursday, February 3rd, 2022. We're so happy that you could join us tonight. We hope you're all staying warm and dug out and doing well. You're dug out over there, Mike?
Yeah, they came through and around noon or so and finally did our sidewalks and driveway, and then it started snowing again.
Yeah, we got probably another couple, 3 inches over here. I am your host, Carrie. Also joining me tonight, Garden City's very own meteorologist, Dr. Tom Iwinski. Tom, you've been a busy guy.
Yes, busy is an understatement for sure.
And last but not least, former Garden City Councilman, also currently serving as president of the Garden City Kiwanis and longtime resident of Garden City, Mr. Mike Jones. How you doing, Mike?
Excellent, Carrie, but I'm getting better. Thank you.
Good. Hey, tonight we are excited to have back with us Garden City Fire Chief Cathy Harman, and also joining her will be Garden City Fire Marshal Brian Finneren. They wanted to stop by and discuss fire safety, what you can do to ensure your safety during the snowstorm, and much more. So some really important tips and information to keep you and your family safe. So you'll want to stay tuned. Also, Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes is back right here from Garden City with another tax talk. Mike will close out the show with some community announcements. Right, Mike?
Yes, sir. This is a sad day.
Sad day? Why?
Yeah, it's the 63rd anniversary of the day the music died.
Oh, my gosh. That's right. Yeah. Bummer, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, but first up, we're going to have meteorologist Dr. Tom in here with the latest snow totals for you and what you can expect the rest of the week. Before we do get to Tom, I want to mention that on next week's show for February 10th, our guest will be Terry Krausen and members of the Harmony Town Barbershop Chorus.
Good.
Will be here. And besides finding out all the great things that they're doing, we'll hope that maybe they'll give us a sample of their singing. So put
That would be
February
nice
10th on your calendar, and we hope that you'll join us. Yeah, that should be pretty cool. We're going to see how that works out. So grab your favorite hot toddy or hot chocolate and join us for the next hour or so. Remember, if you have any questions or comments and you're watching us live on Facebook, please go ahead and put them in the comments section. I'll get them up on the screen and hopefully get them answered for you. You can also text your questions to 734-788-9319. We also want to take a minute to say thank you to all of you who listen and support us every Thursday night, not only from our hometown of Garden City, but several of our surrounding communities as well. We really appreciate your support, and we'll always continue to promote our community and yours. So please continue to watch, share, and listen. Don't forget, if your community or organization has any events, announcements, or cancellations, and I would imagine there's a lot of cancellations with this weather, that you would like to get out to our listeners, what should they do, Mike?
Email us, Carrie.
Exactly. Email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook at facebook.com/gcchat. And Mike will be more than happy to get that information out for you. All right, let's get Tom in here now with a check of the weather. And then we're going to spend some time chatting with our guest, Chief Harman, and Fire Marshal Finneren. So stand by. All right, let me bring up this. All right, here we go. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. Well, you've been a busy guy, I know for sure. How many hours sleep you got? 2 hours?
About 2 hours over the past 36 hours, yes.
Oh,
very busy indeed, has been the understatement. And this storm has been quite challenging. And I wasn't expecting it to really be a challenging storm, but that's weather for you. Because I'm going to have a brief little story, back it up about a week. And then I was looking at the weather, as I always do, and I noticed that the storm was coming. It was looking like a very pronounced storm in the models, and they continue to bring that up to now double digits in the models, and they continued to bring double digits each and every model cycle for at least a week.
Yeah, they missed it.
And it was every single model.
Yeah.
And if you don't know anything about weather, you don't know anything about these weather models people have been talking about, if you don't know anything about any of that, basically what I've learned in my schooling is a term called model consensus. And if that happens, basically, if all the models agree showing the same exact thing, that's a fairly high certainty that probability will occur.
Right.
And that was continuing to unfold and continuing to right up into the night before the snow hit. It continued to show double digit totals.
Yeah.
And the morning came and I woke up at approximately 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And
no snow.
Outside and yes, I was looking outside and it was still raining. And I looked at my thermometer and it was still in the upper 30s.
Yes, it was warm, very warm.
Yeah. And obviously the day before we were well into the 40s before this cold front moved in. And we were dealing with quite a mild day out there. And then the morning of the storm yesterday moved in. And we were very warm in the morning. That front was moving across the state. But by the time it got up to around Flint, I noticed that the front started to slow down. And it really became slanted. So this is the reason why when a front becomes slanted means it takes much longer for that front to move in and for the changeover from rain to snow to happen. And when I noticed that happening, I was like, uh-oh, that's not a good sign that we're going to be seeing a pretty big snow because I was factoring in that the changeover was going to be happening by 6 a.m. And the changeover happened around 8, 9 a.m. So that took out a few inches easily. So by 9 a.m., I made the final call that we were going to see about 9 inches of snow. I brought that down from my approximate foot that I was forecasting the night before.
Right.
The storm moved in. It finally started to change over during the 8 a.m. hour. And and it took a couple hours to really get that complete changeover to a steady accumulating snow. By probably about 11 to noon is when that really started to occur. And you saw accumulations to really pile up on the first, really on the grass and the sidewalks. And it took a while for the roads to really get in because the majority of the day after that front moved through were still above freezing. And it was actually at 33 degrees. So you can get snow easily at 35 degrees or below, but the freezing point is 32. And if you are at 32, you can obviously get much more accumulating snow. But this snow was occurring in a very warm atmosphere, relatively speaking. So that snow obviously was coming down, but it was compacting and it was really melting on contact in some certain areas. So that's why the totals were much lower again. But like I said, Flint saw much higher totals. They saw nearly a foot of snow up there. And the reason why is because that front had played a big factor into that. If that front was moving very quickly across the state, we easily, and I'm not exaggerating, we easily could have seen a foot or more of snow. And that morning was a big decision maker as to why, at least me personally, went down from the double digits to the single digits in snowfall totals. A lot of the news was still calling for double digits, and I was like, "Oh, that's not a good call." And it burned a lot of people. And so the snow moved in. It was a very snowy day yesterday. It continued throughout the afternoon and the evening, and it really began to break up and diminish during the overnight hours. I was out there measuring at 2 a.m. and our official measurement was about 6 inches through that storm that moved through. And then we saw a little bit of a break, like I said, and this morning we saw overall a dry morning. The snow kind of began to fill back in around, I would say, 9, 10, and then it really began going back into the afternoon hours. And the other thing noticing as well, if you notice, was the wind really did increase as well. I mean, there was a lot of blowing and a little bit of drifting with this storm system toward the back edge of the storm. So we had the whole gamut of snow. It started out as a wet snow. And then if you didn't get out there and shoveled all that snow out, you had a solid sheet of ice that you had to break up on your sidewalks.
Yeah.
And then the snow really began to dry out with the colder air after the much colder air mass moved in behind the system. And I just did a measurement out there from the snow today, and it was much higher than I was forecasting for today. It was nearly 2 inches. So we're up to about 8 inches with the storm system, which is around what I was thinking, but not the way I was thinking that it was going to occur with hours and breakdowns of what have you. But yeah, this storm system was quite a powerful one and quite a hard one to forecast. But I think some people are probably happy that we didn't get a big whopper of a snow. I mean, probably Richard was happy. I mean, probably you guys were happy, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people don't like the snow here in Michigan, and we definitely saw snow, but it could have been much worse out there. But the good news is that the snow is going to start to diminish. It's going to be over and done with by about 10 p.m., and then it's going to really start to dry out, and that storm system will be pulling away from the Great Lakes in our region. And we're in for it, obviously, a cold night out there. Temperatures will be into probably the upper teens to single digits out there, and wind chills will be near 0 tonight. So only a very cold night out there with the wind blowing as well. And as we get into tomorrow, we're finally going to see a dry period really open up across our viewing area for the next probably week or so. This is going to be a nice break in our weather after the storm. So we finally deserve it out there. We're probably going to see Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with dry weather. Temperatures will stay cold, though, because this cold pack and the snowpack will be keeping our lower levels much colder than they can be. So 20s will definitely be in the cards. Overnight lows will be in the single digits to lower teens out there. And Saturday right now looks to be the sunniest day of the weekend. So if you want the sun, you're definitely going to enjoy it on Saturday. The clouds will be around tomorrow and Sunday. And then as we get into next week, we're definitely going to stay kind of on the cloudy side. There really isn't going to be much sun to speak of, which isn't atypical for Michigan's winter. We'll see temperatures actually warming up, relatively speaking, for Michigan standards. Next week, we're going to see temperatures getting into the 30s, and some of those days we'll be getting above freezing. So we'll finally see the snow kind of melt a little bit. It's going to be nice to see a little bit of a warm up, if you will, next week. And then as we get into the mid portion of the month, we'll get back into the 20s. And I see another storm system potentially moving in mid to the end of the February. So active weather is going to be staying with us. But before that, we're going to deal with a nice break next week with a little bit of a warm-up. So enjoy the break coming up. But we're not the only ones dealing with the storm system. This winter storm has been affecting a lot of the United States, over 2,000 miles of the United States. I mean, at a certain point, think about this. If you know geography, New Mexico was seeing snow all the way to Maine.
I saw that.
That's a fairly big, expansive system to really be stretched out that amount of the continental U.S. And a lot of problems. Obviously, we were on the northern side, so we were dealing with mainly snow. But there's a very dangerous ice storm going on right now across the Memphis region. Texas got a little bit of ice. Kentucky got a little bit of ice. Ohio as well. A lot of power outages with that. So we don't want that ice. We can handle the snow because we're Michiganders, but we don't want it, but we can handle it. But you definitely don't want the ice. No. That's much more problems out there. Severe weather has been a big problem today as well, with tornadoes across Alabama. So
winter tornadoes,
and flooding as well. So there's everything with this storm system, and it's going to take its time pulling away. It's going to move into the eastern United States as we get into the next few days and bring in a lot of snow into the interior U.S. But a lot of the places that were slammed by the storm system the week before are actually going to see a little bit less snow with this system. So Boston is probably thinking that because they dealt with 2 feet of snow with that last system. So very busy times are occurring right now in the weather department. But if you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, just go to my website, DobblerTomsWeather.com, and it keeps you updated. The best of my ability, but we're not perfect.
Yeah, well, you're doing a great job, that's for sure. And yeah, a little bit of sun always makes it a little bit better,
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not probably going to see that till what, Saturday, you said?
Yeah, enjoy Saturday because you'll see the sun again.
Right. Okay. Hey, we got a lot of people in there watching tonight. I do want to mention them. Opal Loveland from Prestige Eyewear in Garden City for all your eyewear needs is in there. Also, Heather Crane. Hello, Heather. Sandy Abraham. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Stacy Karafotis. Councilwoman Karafotis is in there. Good to see you. She was last week's guest. Patty Fix is in there. Sherry Bauer, Tina Wing, Nora Fix, Patty Fix, Marty Boley. Hi, Marty. How are you? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Lieutenant Steve Ray from the Garden City Fire Department's in there. Amelia Harman. She says, Aunt Cathy, let's go. Kim Martin's in there. Jessica Harper. Heather Crane. Wow, very, very nice. Good bunch of people in there. Derek Parton's in there. Emmy Thren. All kinds of people. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, let's introduce our guests for tonight. They are among Garden City's finest first responders. Please welcome Garden City Fire Chief Cathy Harman and Fire Marshal Brian Finneren was in there, and then he popped out, I guess. How you doing, Cathy, Chief?
Very good. A little sore. There's a lot of snow shoveling. Multiple times.
Yeah, I bet. So thanks for being here tonight. So I think we need to, let's start off with staffing. How's your staffing over there at the station? Are you up to full staff now?
No, we're not. We have, we're 2 down. We did hire a paramedic. He'll be starting the fire academy. And the available staffing is even down because I have 2 out on medicals, and we have one of our military guys has been deployed for training. So he's going to be gone for probably 18 months. One's on a little bit of an extended leave. He's expected back at the end of the month. So we have about 14 available right now. But I try to make scenes when I can, when I feel I might be needed. So down a little bit. We have interviews tomorrow and next week. We got a little creative in our hiring, and we hired a very skilled paramedic, experienced. He's in really good shape, and he'll be going to the fire academy. We are also accepting applications if you are in a paramedic school and fire 1 and 2 certified, and their permanent employment will be contingent on their successfully passing the paramedic program. The fire academy is much shorter than the paramedic program. That can be anywhere from 15 to 24 months.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty involved program, and just aren't a lot of young people going into it at this point. And it's nationwide. It's not just around here. We're struggling just like other public safety partners and the law enforcement.
Right. So most of our firefighters are cross-trained, right? They're firefighters and paramedics?
Yes.
Which is really a plus, isn't it?
Yes. You need, when this started years ago, and I've been in the fire service, I really don't want to say how long, but it's been a long time. The whole intention of running fire-based EMS, which we have found to be much more superior, is to have your residual members of the fire service trained in running it on as first medical response. And we had a hybrid system for a long time. Because our licensed fire apparatus is also licensed for treating. They're just not transport. And we typically were running 2 rescues when I had staffing, which was alleviated a lot of the wear and tear on a single truck and the members themselves. And then we chose to, as our members, some of the older ones when we first went paramedic, it was frustrating to show up on the fire truck and would have an AED, and we could start an IV when we knew that in addition to the AED, if we were able to supply some medications, we're likely to save more lives. So a lot of other agencies were able to negotiate and get all these extra perks for it. But we saw the value in it, and as dedicated public servants, we wanted to ensure that we could provide the best service to the community. So
Yeah, well, you definitely do. That's for sure.
it's
And
good part.
besides not only doing that, you've also upgraded your equipment a lot, and that reduced a lot of possibility of injury and made you more efficient. Correct?
Yes, the power loading system has really been a back saver for a lot of these guys because firefighters, they're also quite usually active in other areas, or they supplement, or they train to supplement their strength and endurance. We also had the Lucas device,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
that device that delivers continuous cardiac compressions. There you go.
That's
Somebody
a
called that a luxury item. That kind of doesn't.
luxury item.
Yeah, it doesn't sit
Yeah.
well. It's
How many lives do you save with that?
it's a standard of care. It frees up a medic's hands. If the engine responds and we have a CPR, and that happens a lot, and we have it on the engine, then you have three members. One's not even dedicated to providing compressions. You're getting lines in. You're providing airway treatment. Somebody's drawing up meds. Somebody's we can multitask. Because there's a lot more going on. It's not like on TV. I wish it was.
Mm.
Equipment, they have tons of people. All their stuff looks great. Their gear's never dirty, and they fight all kinds of fires and
Yeah,
explosions.
and it's all scripted.
Correct. We also have those battery-operated fans that have really proven to be a great asset. They reduce noise on the scene, so it improves communications. But more importantly, we don't introduce carbon monoxide into structure. And there's been times when we've had small fires at the hospital, and you're running a gas-fueled power equipment because you have to get the smoke out of the way. All the fire doors were closed, but then we'd have to bust a window.
Right.
What they found with these fans is we can take it into a house, take it into a lower part of a building. We've taken them into some of our industrial section, smaller fires. It has a light. They're portable. They're more compact. The runtime is good. What else do we have on here? The extrication tools are lighter. When I first started, these things were monsters. They were heavy. You had a power pack,
Right.
and the piece itself, it was a combined, jaws and partial cutter, but you had to take everything apart and put it on, and it weighed about 70 pounds, and
Wow.
it was
Wow.
hard.
Wow.
And then, the DDA, they turned around and provided some exercise equipment so the guys can get a little bit of exercise. They found that is very valuable and part of the cancer initiative, especially getting some of the toxins out of your system. It's not like they do these full workouts. Some guys will work on their cardio, other guys will work on, certain body parts. They might be doing chest and biceps, they might do tris and back, and then I have to add, even though it's not equipment, but we were gifted by the city they upgraded the soft chairs, we call them. They're actually lazy boys. We had chairs that were falling apart, and they actually contributed to back problems.
Yes.
So,
Yes. I was just going to say.
yeah, with the exercise equipment and the good chairs, that improved morale a lot. And I will let the guys, if they're done, they got their everything finished, the trucks are done, equipment checks, training's done, station's clean. If somebody wants to go run on the treadmill, it's going to do a lot more for their mind and their body and their
Sure.
morale. So
Yeah.
it's not. But don't think that these guys are doing these powerlifting contests or anything like that.
Yeah.
They always know that they have to be ready to perform in a fire.
Well, let me tell you, I love my lazy boys, and it's well deserved. You guys deserve it. That's for sure.
I need to buy one, like one here. The ones in my house are, but
Yeah.
it's-
Hey, a good friend of ours is in there watching. Darwin McClary,
Oh, Darwin.
former city manager.
Yeah.
How you doing, Darwin? Thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate that. Yeah, he was a great guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was my first city manager. He spent a lot of time and patience, and I learned a lot from him, and I appreciated the time he took with me.
Yeah.
And the guys too, some of the older guys, we made a pact to make things better when the economy took a tank, and we really struggled, and he would listen and he would offer suggestions, and he helped us reach some of the goals that we had at the time.
Yeah, he was really, really a good guy. Mayor Walker's in there also, says hi.
Hey, Mayor Walker.
I will have a little announcement about the mayor later on in the show. Let's see what we got here. Sandy Abraham, thank you for the emergency manager, Cathy Harman, for getting the Tower COVID test kits, K95 masks for all of our residents. You always take care of us and the community. We love you.
I can't take all the credit, Commissioner.
Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But
okay.
I did want to mention a new station, plans for new stations in the works.
Oh man, we are so
Can you
excited.
believe it?
Oh, the not brand new, but quite the renovation.
Refurbished, yep.
We can't fit our trucks in. We have the ladder in a rescue line order, and right now, even with the new rescue and the engine that we got on a safer grant back around 2013, we can't fit them end to end. We used to run them a certain way. So the bay extension, the bedrooms, they'll have a dedicated private locker room. We'll have unisex bathrooms with showers, but unisex single bathrooms.
Sure.
Not like Chicago Fire. I've never worked in a station where you had the same locker room, but I guess there are places that do that.
Yeah.
More storage, a bigger, better kitchen. We'll have vestibule out front and some parking. So credit to the city manager. He did put a lot of time and effort in. He made multiple trips over here. He took input from the members, all of them, from the new guys all to us older members. And he made the changes and the suggestions as they went along, and had a pretty good vision. And the guys are really happy. We're excited. We don't know where we're going to sleep. We're looking. I hear we're looking at Lincoln Mercury. I'll sleep in my own bed at home. Thank you very much. But
Right.
I'll be working.
Yeah, because you're going to have to move out for a while, right?
Yes. Yeah, because they're going to rip out.
What's the timeline on this?
Yeah, if I understand, we're going. He's getting ready to go out to bid. They're finalizing the final plans,
Right.
And then the 30 days. And he was hoping to start in the spring, and we'll be back sometime in the fall.
Okay. Yeah. You're going to have to move out. So yeah, that Lincoln Mercury would probably be ideal for you guys. The rooms there, you got the overhead doors.
Yeah, well, my main concern is just the security of the vehicles, not having them out in the elements. It really does a number on the paint. I don't want to be putting IVs in people that are 100 degrees from baking in the sun. You can't run the trucks in the air conditioning, for hours on end.
And you also have a new ladder truck and new rescue on order. Is that correct?
Yes, the orders are in. Or just COVID has
grants came through.
Pardon me?
The grants come through?
No grants.
No grants?
No, we had to purchase.
COVID.
We tried. Believe me, we have tried every year.
Oh wow!
The city is going to, and I don't want to misspeak, but we needed it. The ladder no longer functions as an aerial, and actually that's in service right now. The engine's out getting some repair work done. It was a little more extensive. It wasn't something we could do with our traveling mechanic. But there are some delays on the availability of certain types of equipment, but they are actively working on the builds for both. We're waiting on a chassis for the Kodiak Rescue. It's a Ford F450, and the team that is going down for a construction meeting, as they're building cabs and things, there's still other items they can't get, like tires, rocker switches.
Yeah, everything is delayed.
Yeah, and these manufacturers and builders they want to get moving. They want to do this too. This is something they've never seen before.
Opal would like to know, can you explain to everyone where the funds for this is coming from? Can you or?
I don't want to misspeak, but the way that we were able to write the specs, we belong to HGA, it's consortium, so we get the lower prices. And but I think it'd be best to have that answered by the city manager, so I just don't misspeak, because there's been so much going on.
Yeah. And I get it. Yeah.
I don't want to say the wrong thing, but
Right. I understand. Let's see, mutual aid. Let's talk about mutual aid. That is a big deal too, isn't it? That really helps.
Right. Mutual aid has been, in place for 60, 70 years. The participating communities, It's, I'll help you, you help me. And building further on that, special teams like the Urban Search and Rescue, the hazmat team after that big explosion in India sometime in the 80s. And it's not cost effective for every fire department, especially the smaller ones, to try to have a dedicated hazmat team and a USAR team. What we are all trained in are hazmat operations or awareness, and then some confined space, learn how to do ropes and knots. But when you identify a problem, and then you know that it's beyond our capabilities, we take the initial actions while the USAR team or the hazmat team, whichever one is needed, is called out. They'll send out a strike team, and then resources are deployed. The USAR team deals with confined space, structural collapse, rappelling, things of that nature. Hazmat, of course, has to do with chemical spills and hazards. And right now our whole fire department's going through a refresher course on hazmat currently, and I've got several guys that have been through trench rescue again. Well, our newer members, and so a couple more in the future. Captain Derek LaPerriere and Lieutenant Nault have been on the USAR team since its beginning, and Captain LaPerriere is also on the state team. Captain LaPerriere is also an instructor, so he's been very good at helping, and as well as Lieutenant Nault, teaching our everybody, new ways to get people trained, ropes and knots, rappelling, mechanical advantage, things like that. We actually had one at the old Rome Hall, and Lieutenant Nault was on working and was on shift, and he was able to get this guy extricated in the Stokes basket using our ladder slide, and teaching the whole time remaining calm, and was set quite the example. We had to have City of Westland come in and help for manpower as well.
Yeah, it helps, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Let's move on to the COVID home tests. You had some information about that.
Oh yes.
And I wanted to put up some of the frequently asked questions here. You can see them, and I got them too.
COVID.gov is the website you can go to. Each house will get one kit with 4 tests in it, and if you don't have the website, then there are phone numbers up there. There's an 800 number, 232-0233, and there's also one for the hearing impaired, and that's posted up there as well. Some insurances are covering home tests. We just found out, like our insurance here, they'll cover the home tests if you can find them. There's a supply and demand. And then recently, there was a lot of talk, and more people were asking me about the COVID tests. And in my capacity as a emergency manager, I'm usually the one that gets informed of these things. So I'm scrambling. I'm trying to find out, and I hear about them. And I recently went down. They gave us about 404, 408 kits.
Right.
But these are based on the social vulnerability index, and that's income. So I couldn't get any clear direction on exactly where to distribute or how. Are we gonna have a drive-through and just pass them out? But I really wanted to hit that target population.
Right.
Maybe they're homebound. They don't have computers to order these kits. They don't have a way to go to the store. And the whole idea is to keep them in treat place. If you're not feeling well and you take the test and it's positive, self-monitor, stay a little bit active, take some supplements. You can video chat with your doctor if you can. Some are just doing it. But I went and picked these up at the county.
Okay.
And I have to go next week, and I've already talked to Director Ullman, because trying to stuff them in the back of my Explorer, even with all the equipment out. The towers, with what Commissioner Glenn Anderson had dropped off, I was able to take and make up the difference, because my thought, and after I talked to the county, is if it's income based, then I wanted to make sure that each person that could get a kit could. Other people took the opportunity and helped other people order their kits that didn't have internet or even understood the practice.
Yeah.
And then I took some to the Maplewood Center, because they run several programs that are income based. And I just said, hey, I know the programs you have. I need you to help me distribute these. So we have some left over, and we're more than willing to try to help whatever community members get them. It's not like there's a ton of them. And the reason I put them out at Maplewood and was because we have a little bit of problems getting, parking and we could all be out. That happens
Right.
frequently, but we're gone for a couple hours on calls. And then thanks for putting that up. Stop the spread of germs.
Yeah, everybody should know this.
Yeah, we're still having to. We'll learn how to wash our hands.
Remind them.
Things like
Common sense.
carrying these. Don't put it on your hands and light a cigarette because we've had people catch themselves and their cars on fire. And then when we get to the masks, wear a mask, social distance, eat right. If you test positive, treat in place. That's our protocols. They don't want everybody going to the hospital. The hospitals are at capacity.
Right.
People that spend 2 days in the emergency room waiting to get up to the floor if they're admitted. And, it's a drain on the resources. And, right now with the snowstorm, there's, people that have like fallen or not feeling well after snow blowing, and they get to the hospital and they don't understand. There's all kinds of people in the hallways. There's no place to put them, and that's everywhere. It's across the United States.
Right.
My niece is a nurse practitioner and out in California. She works in a clinic and she works at a hospital, and they're having problems. Henry Ford is full. So
Heather Crane says, "Thank you for explaining about the test, Chief."
oh yes, I wanted it. It took me a while to get the information, to be honest. And
When
just wanted to get them out there.
when should a person use the test? That's really important. I mean, the first signs of thinking they have it, or
Well, I think it's up to the individual. They know when they're not feeling well. If I did one every time, like all the snow shoveling yesterday, my
Right.
whole side of my head was clogged this morning. I really
yeah, your
didn't.
nose is running. I mean, that's
Yeah, I got up, but the normal things are the fever, the headache, the fatigue, loss of
Yes.
taste, sense, or smell.
yeah.
But with this new Omicron, they're calling it the stealth Omicron variant. We had the Omicron, and then we had the Delta. My symptoms were not. I didn't have a fever or a sore throat when I went to the urgent care, just because I don't know, something wasn't feeling right. People, I don't think you have COVID. Go get Mucinex, and I'll write you this. And
Gee.
then but my test came back positive, and
Oh, wow.
it seemed to be a steady decline. I've had other people, like my neighbor, 2 doors down, fever, sore throat,
Did you
fatigue.
lose your taste or smell?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
But,
And a lot of people say even afterwards you have like a brain fog. Is that bothered you at all or no?
I would like to plead the fifth on that, just because of other things going on.
Okay.
Marty could tell you and Cheryl's story about her brain fog.
Okay. Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, let's move on to this is real important about the fire hydrants.
Yes.
You want to comment on that, especially with the snow?
Yeah, as we segue into the fire prevention, it's a lot easier if the community helps us.
Right.
And if they can just clear it so we can get to it. Now, right now, what we've had, because of the frequency and this weird storm that was warm and wet, we've got these ice mounds. And, a firefighter can get to it, but, I fell down last week moving garbage cans in the snow.
Oh,
so, yeah, and you practically need one of those big sledge axes or a pick to get through the ice. I tried to bust it up a little bit with my shovel, and the snow mass won. My shovel lost.
This is real important too. You had posted this on Facebook. If your furnace is vented out like this, it's very important to keep that clear.
Yeah, you could get carbon monoxide poisoning. So, in addition to testing your detectors, make sure your carbon monoxide detectors have backup batteries, and we get calls for those, and they're usually end of life.
Yeah.
And Brian, the fire marshal, should probably talk more about that if he's back in.
Not yet, he isn't.
Uh-oh.
Maybe he got a call or something. I don't know.
No, but we get some where we do have levels of carbon monoxide, and their CO alarm activated as it should. and then we get some just for malfunction, but we still go in, we take the 4 gas, we run all the gas fueled appliances, and we try to, we eliminate causes, and then
Right.
somebody else is flipping it over and you find out it's 10 years old and there is an end of life. Oftentimes the plug-in ones have a little battery backup. Sometimes it's the battery that needs to be
Right.
replaced. Because if you lose your power, and we had people running generators, and and that was enough to put carbon monoxide into their home. It happened in the storm.
Here's a good one. Joe DeMarsh says the neighborhood bunny likes to sit in front of his furnace exhaust. Wow.
That bunny's been in my yard too.
Actually, Chief, I'm surprised that they don't vent that up higher, bring it up higher off the ground, don't you? I mean, that would be more beneficial, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I would, that's probably right at, right about the sill plate.
Yeah.
And if they go up any higher, then they got to go up through the walls. So,
yeah, true.
I can't remember where I saw that, but it was like, oh yeah, because my aunt lives in Massachusetts, and they get those are drifts probably from someone clearing it.
Sure.
That's snowfall, and she's in her 80s now, so help out your neighbors, the elders. Joe is my neighbor. He and I have been helping out the elders that live between us. They don't have one of those vents. I think Joe's had some newer work on his house.
Yeah. Don Nicholson from Don Nicholson Enterprises says, I have been tested many times, all negative. Thankfully, masks and distancing works along with vaccinated and boosted. Very important.
Yeah.
Can't stress the mask enough, to be honest.
And we have, if you don't mind, we have the black masks, and we have taken a couple cases to City Hall. We've delivered some to the towers for their residents, because there's a lot of them that can't, especially in this kind of weather. Maplewood's been given some, and they've all, and the police department. City Hall.
Kara Fotis too at Lucky Dog. You gave them some.
Yeah, I had some of the other KN95s. I drop off a lot of my Kroger bags there, and I said, hey, do you want some of these? Because
right.
Yeah, people are getting more complacent with wearing masks.
Wherever we can pass them out,
Yeah.
We got ours at Sam's Club.
Oh, you got yours at Sam's Club? Yeah, Myers had them too, but everybody was complaining by the time they got there, they were gone.
Yeah.
Or they were going out and putting them in their car and coming back in and taking more. So, you're going to have that.
We're going to have a lot. It was based on, population, and they ask you how many you want. So I put in an order, and I get there and they go, oh, we got 70 cases. I'm like, I need a bigger truck. So I talked to them today. I came in, and I talked to Director Oman. I can do it in a pickup. They shrink wrap it. Then I got how are we going to get the pallet off the truck? I'm like, good point. But, if we have to cut it open and just toss them to each other and stack them, we will. I just want to get them out,
Right. We've been mentioning this, how long, Mike? For about, a month or more?
Oh, at least.
December.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is pretty important too, huh, Chief?
Some of Brian's talking points where, you want to make sure you have a rated heater with a tip switch. You want to have a 3-inch clearance around any combustible, which that shows you. No frayed or cracked cords. And they plug it directly into the outlet. Don't use these these surge protectors, no extension cords, and never leave it unattended.
Right.
Fuel
Fire Marshal Finneren isn't in there, so you're going to have to, I guess, cover.
Yeah, I'll do the best I can. I can't match him. He's awesome.
Yeah, he is. How about this here?
Yep. So in this one, it gives it shows you where they're using one of the radiator heat sources. He talks about maintaining your smoke alarms. One thing is bathroom vents. They can get overheated, dust accumulation. Your bathroom ones aren't designed to run like the commercial ones. Like if somebody utilizes the restroom and you want to kind of freshen the air, you want to make sure that you have the vent vacuumed out. And sometimes we have problems with little birds and other little critters getting up there. And over time, if they have a nest, that temperature, it reduces the temperature. And another one he's showing is some people try to just, like cover a cord in the bottom left-hand corner with a rug to prevent a trip hazard. But the problem is it creates heat. And I remember one of the fires I had at Hubbard and Maplewood on the corner, and that turned out to be the cause. And then cooking with care, keeping your pot handles turned inward. Don't leave it unattended. At my house with my mom, because she lived with me for many years, is when the smoke alarm went off, you knew dinner was ready, or you were going to order out. I bought a little magnet for the fridge. Dinner will be served when the smoke clears. She laughed. She was, but she lost her sense of smell.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
She got mad because the smoke alarm went off and scared her dog.
Oh geez. Oh, that's crazy. You also sent me some pictures here. This is you at one of the. What was this? They were roasting marshmallows or something. You said.
It was a nice day in March. It was one of the first nice days. I think it was actually in 2017. But when Brad Noyes photo credit, he printed them out. We had pulled up. I had stretched the line to the front door because if you have that other picture, you see the dormer. But I had told the firefighter, hey, air out the line. Yeah, she sent it just behind the garage there. I'm pointing like you guys can see what I'm pointing at. And when I talked to her, she said she used a little bit of gas, and it's not the liquid portion, it's the vapors. And it was the first beautiful day in March. They had this gorgeous dormer, 2-car garage. They had just done the house. And the wind was out pretty good that day.
Yeah, you can see the flames are fanned pretty good there.
And this gentleman here, I happened to know I knew his wife. I didn't know that it was their house at the time. We weren't even here yet. He was trying to do what he could to protect his property.
Yeah, with the hose there.
Yeah, the picture of me is I told the firefighter, hey man, as soon as they charge the line, as soon as it fills with water, air it out, and then just quickly hit the exposure, and not, because we didn't want to end up with 2 fires.
Right.
Well, by that time it had wrapped completely around, and he was hitting it, so I ran back over, and I was getting ready to crack the line because I didn't know if he was going to back up. I didn't want to blast him, but I didn't want to crack it open right away and then me fall down. But
it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and the photographer was there before we were. I wasn't even on duty. It was a set. Well, I'm always on duty. Okay, I think I'm 24/7.
Yeah.
The city had a snow day. I was here today. I stayed late when they sent them home, but it was just a Saturday. Come in to button up a few things, and the rescue was out on a medical, and we had the three of us, the 3 on the engine and myself, and we activated auto aids. We were getting multiple calls. That's usually a pretty good indicator that you have something going, and you could start to see the smoke column. And I didn't have time to put my gear in because this was I didn't do anything or put myself in danger, and I probably yelled. I should have woke myself up, okay, but I would yell at my wife for doing it. Right. But I wanted to help stretch the lines, get things ready, because you could hear sirens in the distance. You knew they were coming, but with that wind, and that dormer collapsed, and it went right through the roof, burned the roof down. And we had the aerial, we had our deck gun going. We put a ton of water on that structure to get it out.
Yeah, I think that was vinyl siding on that house too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I look over there and it's melting. And then when I realized, when she goes, hey, Cathy, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? It's my house. I'm like, oh gosh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you hit it. The windows were cracking. There's our guy.
Yeah, there he is. That is Fire Marshal Brian Finneren. You want to tell us a little bit about Brian?
Sure. Brian hired in 2006, I believe. And, after the economic collapse, it decimated us. But our city, our employees at the time really pulled through and did a lot of extra work. But one thing they didn't do is reinstate that position. So it was vacant. And Brian was in on the running for the job. He was quite interested. He did a lot of stuff, never mentioned it. He did a lot of self-training in order to prepare for the test. He bought a book out of his own money in how to set up a fire marshal's division. Most places have a fire marshal and inspectors. It's something, it was part of his vision. was, we were trying to secure a grant that would send guys to school, pay them to go to school, because I can tell you when I took that course, I still look at buildings differently. I'm constantly evaluating. So Brian has really put a lot of effort into what he's done. We have a brick system that's part of our dispatch. He gets information in there. Last year, he went to staff and command from February through October. So 1 week a month he was out of the office. So he's currently mentoring a couple of the guys here. Unfortunately, one's out on medical, but hopefully he's staying up on the books. But
Wow.
and he I think he sent you some pictures, and these are things that he's found in the city that are dangerous. Blocked exits, storage problems, failure to maintain their suppression systems, failure to get their some of the equipment hydrostatically tested.
Fire extinguishers. And
He's been able to secure grants. He's done a great job. He will go out. My guys will go out too. Captain LaPerriere, he's so tall.
Yeah. Right.
And if he could just thumb push, with a little one of those punches, and we have we are running out of 9 volts, and he has the 10-year sealed lithium on the state grant. And usually, what we have to do with those is, he likes to install them because he has to keep track for the state.
Okay.
But he did such a good job the first year. We got leftovers from a lot of communities and carbon monoxide. We try to leave those specifically for our seniors, disabled, maybe single moms that don't have the resources, the tools, and do that. For years we would change out batteries. We didn't want our elders stepping up on step stools, falling, things like that nature. But
Brian's he's been an asset to the community. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, he's definitely been an asset to the community.
Yep.
He's been working on some community risk reduction as well, and he's tried to get through every business. Some it's a little bit harder. He's tried to upgrade some forms and some processes. One of the brick systems that we use, not the bricks, our BSNA program. You can't use it out in the field, so we use our existing software so he can collect the data. But it's cumbersome. It's not user friendly transferring information. So he's going to sit down with Kurt in the building department and have a discussion about the best way, the less time effective means to get the information in, because we can populate we have it on our tablets in the trucks. There's monitors in the station. I have one right here, and on our phones. And then he can add up if it's like a group home, if there's incapacitated person, structures that we've had problems with, Knox boxes. He's put a lot of information. He's put a lot of time in, and this brick system that he helped put in, I think his budget was less than $5,000. Most places, the starting fee is 10 grand, and they don't even get a fraction of what and everything's neat and orderly. Where we've gone into other fire departments and there's these wires all over the place, and but he's got a skill set in that area, so he's really been a asset to the fire department. And
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I wish we could have had him on. I don't know what happened. He was in there. Maybe he had a computer glitch or something, but you did great. I got a couple other pictures. This we showed earlier. That's the Lucas device there, right?
Yes.
And
that was a mutual aid fire. That's Engineer Candela. They were starting to pull supply lines, but it was operating off the hand lines. That was a pretty big fire in Inkster at a dead end hydrant. It was quite a working fire.
Is this the same one here?
Yep, that's Dan the fireman, Lieutenant. Well, no, he went from Dan the fireman to Lieutenant Dan. I have to tell you, he's probably one of the hardest working guys I know.
He's a great guy. Great guy.
He comes in. I mean, he's really worked. I have 8 more pictures where I could have put him in there, but that's the kind of guy he is. You call him in, I call in. He's out here scrubbing hose, fixing equipment, and he's also on the USAR team. And he's been a great asset trying to train the guys and get them and mentor them to get them prepared to, carry on when all of us leave.
Right. Let's see. I do have one in here. Oh, yeah, this is a good one from Mrs. Chat. She says, I hate to admit this, but I thought our hardwired smoke detector in our family room, 10-foot ceiling, was good forever. Learned from Lieutenant Steve Ray, it was 10 years expired. FYI, everyone. So yeah, those expire as well, right?
Yeah, and we've experienced that in another little area in the city where we have a whole block of homes, and that's not something that he should do, because you really should have an electrician, somebody that's trained in, especially 10-foot ceiling. My gosh,
Right.
you could just give Derek, and he could stand on your coffee table.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Yeah.
you're Derek.
Yes,
He's a tall guy too.
he's pretty tall too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Steve actually did it. I think we did. He told us about it, actually informed us about it. So yeah, we were thankful for that. That's for sure.
Lieutenant Ray.
Yeah, Lieutenant Ray. Yeah, great job. Yeah, good guy too. Hard worker, always involved.
Yeah.
So what else you got? Did we cover everything? I hope.
Well, did you get Brian's pictures? Because when he did his community risk reduction, he was going through some of the he did some commercial fire inspectors, and
No, I
he
did
found
not.
he found blocked exits. It was really an eye opener to the one younger member that's been out walking with him. He's gone through his fire school in your.
I wish I would have got those.
Yeah, he emailed it to you earlier, but I'm pulling them up, but I guess that doesn't help you. Bird's nest in your chimneys, you know, um, locked exits, safe
Right.
storage. People will store multiple chemicals together, and they'll be close to a hot water tank or another heat source, and over
Jeez.
time those will degrade, and or if there's leaks and such, you can end up with a fire. Storage too high, you want to have it low enough. Sprinklers aren't going to do you any good if they can't get to the whatever's burning beneath it. He's found chained exits, and the guy goes, "Well, I can't. They break in." And the community risk reduction isn't always about fire.
Right.
It could be a robbery, it could be an active shooter incident, and
Sure.
they have no means of egress. They're sitting ducks. So he's constantly looking for ways to improve not only his work and his record keeping, but ways to reduce community risk reduction. Some of the construction sources, they're not really adequately barricaded.
Mhm.
And then if someone decides they buy a building and they're going to intend it to be mercantile, but then they want to have a partial assembly, well, that changes, the occupancy, and you have more of a life safety hazard, and that trumps everything else. And he's had a real hard time in some cases trying to explain that to people. And he's not trying to be difficult, because any new business in Garden City is good for us. But
Yes.
you have to follow the rules. I'm
Right.
sorry
Right.
about the background noise, but I can't shut that off.
Well, let me just mention a few other people that wanted to say hi. We have Nedra Williams, Ray Barbu, Gobel Bartley's in there, Fawn Salvatore, Mark Bukovitz, Kim Marquette. Hi, Kim, from the Straight Farmhouse. And many, many more are in there. Kim Martin, Paul Werhan. Hi, Paul. How are you? Christina Stark says hello. Great pictures. And a lot of people. Well, look, we're coming up on an hour. I don't know where the time went.
It was fast. And I still have 5 more pages of notes, Gary. Come on. You give me an audience, and my favorite topic, helping people, saving lives. But
We know. You and your entire department are just fabulous. We appreciate you so much.
You're welcome. And help your neighbors, help the elders get out there with the snow. And, if you know someone, they can't get out, or help them order home test kits. I just did it for one of the elders I take care of here in town. So,
Darwin says, thanks, Chief, Brian, Derek, Steve, Dan, and the rest of the gang for all that you do. Words are not enough to express our gratitude. We appreciate you so much.
Thanks,
Exactly. Great, kind words. Thank you, Darwin. Sandy, yes, that is you. Emmy Thren, thank you for all you do for our city chief. Yes.
She's a veteran soldier, I'll have you know.
Yes?
Yes, she's a veteran.
Oh, awesome. We love our veterans.
Yes.
Well, look, I really appreciate you taking the time, Chief, coming on. What we didn't cover, we'll cover next time. You can always come back and tell Brian he's always welcome. And I think Lieutenant Ray wants to come on too anytime soon.
Between him and I, you would have had to have a 2-hour show because we can both talk.
Hey, maybe we'll do a marathon, huh? 24 hours or something, fundraiser.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Buy some smoke detectors.
Get you a lazy boy.
Yes.
All right, you take care and thank you, and say hi to everybody at the station, okay?
Thank you, Kerry. I really appreciate you having me on.
All right, you take care.
Good
Have a
night,
good
Mike.
night.
And stop with
Stay
time.
safe.
I got to go shovel more snow.
Oh, no. Take a break.
I have to. I'm so sore. I got 3 pain patches on right now.
Oh, jeez.
Feet back.
All right, be careful out there, all right?
All right. Thank you so much
Thank
again.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, great job. Great job. Wow. The time just flew by, Mike.
Yeah.
She had a lot of great information. All right. Let's see what we got here. I think we'll do
Tax talk.
let's do tax talk, and then we're going to get Mike in here. All right. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another Tax Talk with Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. So today I'm going to talk briefly about probably the most frequent question that I am probably asked, and it is, can I claim my son or daughter when they go away to college? Now, the simple answer to that is yes. If they're between 19 or 18 and 24, then yes. Now, to claim a child or anyone for that matter, and we'll get into that in a second, the rule is if you provide over half of the support. But that rule kind of gets stretched out a little bit if they're away in college. Now, you have to remember, though, that the child cannot claim themselves. So if there's a side job or they're working, they have to remember that when they file their taxes that mom and or dad has claimed them, and they won't be able to claim themselves, even though they'll do their own taxes, and depending on what their income is, as long as it's not too much, they'll probably get most of that back anyway. So that's usually a pretty safe bet. Now, if they are living away at school, for instance, in a dorm, they're still considered to be living at home. So that's kind of the rule on that. As long as they're in college, they can be claimed. And that will benefit. That goes as far as any education credits or anything. The parents would take them, and most of the time, anyway, it's more beneficiary for the parents than the child itself. Now, earlier when I said the rule for claiming a child or anyone, remember, if you are supporting someone, such as a parent or another relative or cousin, aunt, uncle, if you're supporting them, providing over half their support, you can claim them. Not that it matters a whole lot. It's not a huge deduction for you. It's like $500 a person, which comes off your income, but it can be a little bit. So I hope that answers that question. If you have further questions, let me know. Shoot me an email, a text, a message on Facebook, or let Carrie know. I do have a Facebook page, and I'm Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. We're at Ford Middle Belt in Garden City. Phone number is 734-523-8291. And my email, you can get a hold of me easily, joe@jnjtaxesandmore.com. Thanks. Have a great week.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Good information as always. All right. I do want to mention, I said that I'd had a little information from Mayor Walker. He has decided that he is running for his 5th term as mayor.
Really?
Yes. He decided that there is just too much unfinished business that he would like to see through. So he will be running again, and he wants to be a part of it. So congratulations to the mayor, and he'll be on the ballot. And I don't know who else is going to be there, but we shall see. It's going to be interesting.
Yep.
What, April? So there's a lot of time left.
Yeah. Somebody's thinking about running. They still got plenty of time to make that decision.
Exactly. All right. Let's see. Just a quick reminder. I wanted to mention, if you're a small business owner and you'd like to feature your business on our show, please contact us either by email at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook at facebook.com/gcchat. We'd love to hear from you and be a part of promoting your business for you. It also might be a great idea for you to check out the Garden City Business Alliance. Go to gardencitybusinessalliance.org. All right, Mike. Oh,
Yes, sir.
before we get to Mike, I just want to remind you that the next city council meeting is Monday, February 7th, 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6,000 Middlebelt Road. It's a good way for you to get involved and voice any concerns that you may have as well. Okay, Mike, here we go. Sad day today. We're going to play a little Buddy Holly for you.
Well, that'll be the day we say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day.
Time for some.
You make me cry. You say you're gonna leave.
Mike.
You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die, which was 63 years ago today.
63 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to mention what happened 63 years ago for people that don't know?
Yeah, there was a plane crash in Iowa that took the lives of Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper.
Yep. And that's the
Snowstorm.
day, right?
What's that?
And that is the day the music died.
Well, it is for some of us, at least.
Right. It wasn't rap. That's for sure. Let's see. What do we got here? Cathy Ward. She did. We live in a great
Cathy.
city. Our fire department, police department, DPS, great mayor and council. Correct. You are correct. We have a great city. All right. Let's get to some of these announcements, Mike.
Okay.
Let me see what we got here.
What you got?
Oh, I wanted to put this up. Well, okay. Go ahead.
Friday, February 4th, Garden City Public Schools will be closed due to poor weather conditions.
Right. So I did want to get that out there. But I wanted to put this up too, just so people, the snow emergency isn't in effect. It's not in effect now, but just so a reminder.
Yeah. Remember that a snow emergency automatically in effect whenever 3 or more inches of snow has fallen, and we certainly had that.
Yeah.
For the safety of you, your vehicle, and snow removal crews, all vehicles must be removed from all city streets when a snow emergency has been declared. It's just about impossible for them to get these plows down there and do an adequate job of cleaning when a car's parked on the street.
And people are taking the risk when they have their car there too, as well. I mean,
yeah,
it's not safe for that either.
No. Notification of snow emergency can be found online at www.gardencitymi.org.
Yep.
Okay, Home Pantry needs volunteers, especially they need a volunteer on Thursday mornings from 8:45 to 12:30 to work in the pantry, and they need a volunteer on Wednesdays once a month to pick up food at Gleaners at North Line Road and bring it to Maplewood. You can call 734-793-1859 for more information.
Yeah, we got some great volunteers in this community too, that's for sure.
Home Pantry has baby food and formula for anyone who needs it. First come, first served. Pick it up at the front desk at Maplewood.
Yep.
Home Pantry needs donations of toiletries. Toiletries aren't often donated during the holidays, but they are needed. Items can be dropped off at the Maplewood Community Center. Tai Chi on Wednesdays for beginners at 11:15 to 12:15. In advance from 12:30 to 1:30 at the Maplewood Community Center. It'll help you stay balanced.
Yes.
Cardio strength training at the Maplewood Community Center on Saturdays at 9 a.m. Again, call 734-793-1850 to register.
And this is the library's got something going on here.
Yeah, Garden City Public Library virtual youth program. Thursday evenings in February. On the 10th, you'll love making fun Valentine's Day themed crafts and with Miss Kim virtually. And on the 24th, create your own tiny mushroom village with cute little fairies. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Sounds like fun for the kids.
Yeah.
All right. Sign up is required. 10 slots available, 5 to 12 years old. All programs from 6 to 7, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Nerf Wars, $15. Battle it out with your friends in an epic Nerf battle. This is for ages 7 through 10. Will be on February 5th at 11 a.m. at the Maplewood Community Center. Nerf guns, darts, and eye protections are provided. You can bring your own epic Nerf gun, but leave the darts at home.
Yeah, they want you to use their darts, I guess.
Yeah.
This is going to be kind of cool here, too.
Craft Day at the Maplewood Community Center this Saturday, 11 a.m. Call 734-793-1850 or visit the Maplewood Community Center today to register. Cost is $6.
This is a lot of fun here, too. This
This is an annual one that's been going on for a while. Joe D's presents Skip Cowan Annual Charity Broomstick Pool Tournament. 17-year tradition in loving memory of Skip. Now a modified non-modified wooden handle broomsticks. Broomsticks will be available for use, or you can bring your own. It's going to be on Sunday at February 6th. Registration starts at 12 p.m. It's $25 a person. There'll be food and raffles and a 50-50.
Okay. Let's see. I wanted to put this up here from the mayor. He just posted. Let's see. Let me get that. Sorry about that. I got so much here to look at. Mayor Walker says approximately 130 snow tickets were written during the past few days. Please get your vehicles off the streets when the snow emergency is declared. Yep. 130. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, people just don't get it. I mean, I know parking is, tough, but sometimes
if you got 3, 4, 5 cars in the household, it can be be hard to.
You're gonna have to
get them all off the street, but you got to do it.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you don't want to. And Heather Crane says we have an awesome library. They do so much for the kids. Yes,
Amen.
They do. Yes, they do a lot. Yep. And let's see, where were we? Right here. This is a big deal too.
Yeah, parents' night out in the Maplewood Community Center. We'll watch the kids while you get a break. February 11th from 5:30 to 9, a pajama party edition, $10 a child, $5 a sibling. You must register by February 7th. There'll be pizza and crafts and games and fun. Call 734-793-1850 to register.
And this is a fun event here, I bet.
Valentine's Sweetheart Skate.
Yeah.
February 12th from 7 to 8:20 at the Garden City Ice Arena for $10.
In my younger days, I might have done this.
Yeah.
Now I just watch.
Yeah. I hold on to my sweetheart's hand and then I fall down and drag her with me.
Right, exactly.
Hockey night in Westland, the Red Wings alumni game at the Mike Madonna Arena, February 18th, 7:30 p.m. Doors open at 5:30. Tickets are on sale now.
Yeah. On February 18th, that's my son Jason's birthday.
Yep. Spring soccer free clinic, Sunday, February 20th from 5:30 to 6:30. New players, ages 4 through 7 at the Garden City Middle School, 1851 Radcliffe in Garden City. Enter through the gym doors.
And I guess they're looking for referees too?
Always. Referees are needed. Be part of the game you love. Interested in becoming a ref? Visit MichiganRefs.org. It's MichiganRefs.org.
Right.
Westlands Chamber of Commerce is having a 2022 Health and Business Expo presented by Smaller Smiles, the Westland Shopping Center, and the Michigan Chiropractic Specialists. It's on Saturday, March 12th from 10 to 3.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
They're going to be gearing up for the farmers market in Westland.
Yeah. Vendors at the Westland Farmers Artesian Market. You get your 2022 vendor application and market policies. Markets run from May 26th through October 13th.
Yeah, they got a nice market over there. Very nice.
Yeah, they do.
And last one.
The Indie Arctic Craft Jam. It's going to be on Sunday, May 22nd and September 25th. Local makers, live music, good eats. This will be at 5805 Central and Garden City, northeast corner of Fort and Middlebelt, presented by Creative Marketing Helium Studio and sponsored by the Garden City DDA.
Okay. And that is all I have, sir.
Yeah, we had a couple of Kiwanis events canceled this week because of the weather. We did not have our monthly board meeting last night, and we did not have a luncheon meeting today.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Don Nicholson from Don Nicholson Enterprises says the marketplace will be at the e-business expo.
I'm sure they will.
Him and his wife Gail do a great job on the marketplace. Here is Garden Cities for the month of February. If you haven't got it yet, be sure to get it at your favorite establishment. Community center, several restaurants, GJ's, all over Garden City. Let me see if we have anything else in here. Cathy says, thank you. We appreciate it. Okay, moving on. We're an hour and 19 minutes in. Hey, we're always looking for guests to be on the show, right, Mike?
Yes, sir.
If you or someone you know might be interested, it's very easy. Just contact us at gcommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook. You can also text us at 734-788-9319. Doesn't matter what community you live in, we want to hear from you. During these times, we'll do the show remotely and safely from the comfort of your home or office. Maybe you own a business or belong to an organization, and you would like to share your information with us and the surrounding communities. If so, contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you. And let's see, do I have anything else? No, I think we covered everything. And with that said, Mike, I think we're ready to call this a podcast. Special thanks to our guest, Garden City Fire Chief Cathy Harman, and also Garden City Fire Marshal Brian Finneren. He was in there for a while. We appreciate you trying to get on. I understand he had some computer problems, so we'll get him on next time. They had some really good advice to pass along, so
Sure did.
Make sure you listen to the show later on if you missed it. Thanks to Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. Remember to contact Joe at 734-523-8291. He's located at 29217 Ford Road in downtown Garden City for all your tax needs. Also, a big thanks to my fantastic co-host, meteorologist Dr. Tom, meteorologist Doppler Tom, not doctor. Geez, he's a doctor and a meteorologist now. Thank you, Tom. And Kiwanis President Mike Jones. Great job as always, Mike. Any final thoughts before we leave? I see Hardball's decided to stay now. He don't know what he wants.
I didn't think he was going to go, but I'm kind of glad he's going to stay because I have no idea how they would replace him or who they'd replace him with.
Yeah, I don't have any idea either, to tell you the truth, but I hope he's planted now for a while. I guess they're working on another new contract for him.
Yeah, they got restore some of the stuff they took away after the 2 and 4 season to recognize the 12 and 2 season.
Yeah. Well, let's hope he can keep it going. Also, a big thank you to each and every one of you for watching and listening. We really appreciate it. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on Facebook. So we hope that you'll catch it later at your convenience, especially, like I said, if you tuned in late, you want to go to facebook.com/GCChat. Also, catch us on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search for GC Community Chat. You'll find not only this show, but all of our past shows as well. And please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. We would appreciate it. Now with YouTube, what I do is I upload this show to YouTube, but I believe I'm going to be going live on YouTube as well. For those of you that don't want to go on Facebook or can't go on Facebook, if you're in jail or whatever,
Donald Trump, yeah.
We're going to be going live on YouTube at the same time. So I'm going to give that a whirl maybe next week or the week after that. We'll see. And as always,
they could binge watch all 560 some shows.
Yes, exactly.
That ought to get you through the winter bomb.
Yeah, we'll be hitting 600, another milestone this year. Yeah, for sure. And as always, we continue to thank all the healthcare workers, first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe. And we want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. We are praying that relief comes soon so you all can catch a break. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community. So please support your local businesses. Don't forget community unity. Let's be united and support one another. And please don't hesitate, vaccinate. And Mike, if you see something,
say something.
Exactly. Look out for one another out there. For all of your weather information, be sure to head on over to DopperTomsWeather.com. He's got a great user website over there. Very user-friendly for sure. Next week, we got a great show for you, and I'm really looking forward to this. I hope it works out well. Next Thursday, February 10th, we will be live on Facebook with guest Terry Krausen from the Harman Town Barbershop Chorus.
Mimi.
Yeah, get your voice in shape there, buddy. So until then, thanks for listening. Have a very safe and wonderful rest of the week, and good night. Mike, take care, buddy.
Yeah, you too, Carrie.
See ya.
Yep.